Hello and welcome to this episode of How to Be an Icon. I'm Jared Jones and I'm joined by Donna Cameron. But it's time to get up on the dance floor and Vogue, baby. Not because it's Madonna, because we've already done an episode on Madonna, but because we're talking about former editor-in-chief of Vogue, Anna Wintour.
Dame Anna Wintour. She has been given an OBE.
Oh my goodness, that's very exciting.
Which I have been led to believe stands for Other Buggers Effort. There was a royal correspondent who that's what he would always refer to OBEs as.
I mean, that's pretty fun. If you haven't already, please give us a follow on your podcast platform of choice. If you could give us a review, 5 stars would be absolutely fabulous. You can
Why give less?
Why give any less?
What are you doing? Like, just put the phone down.
You can also find us on Instagram, How to Be an Icon Pod. Like I say, we're talking all about Anna Wintour as The Devil Wears Prada 2 is out this week. And we're going off of what the original book and film is very clearly based off of, which is Anna Wintour.
Anna Wintour was born November 3rd, 1949.
Has she got a favourite drink?
She does.
Oh, okay.
We got 2.
Oh.
Anna is great because I think certain fashion people, certain journalists, certain like level of celebrities have been around for so long that everyone has asked them every single question ever.
And honestly, thank God, because I'm sick of not knowing what people's favourite drink are.
She prefers sparkling water.
I was going to say, I think a sparkling water. According to The Devil Wears Prada, that she's like really into Starbucks, but I feel like that's a 2005 thing.
No, that's true.
Oh, does she love a Starbucks?
Her order is a Starbucks whole milk latte, a venti, and it ordered extra hot.
Extra.
Every morning on the way to the office, she will get a venti whole milk Starbucks latte and a blueberry muffin. Whether she eats them or not is a different matter, but that is what she had to have when she arrived.
Oh my God.
She is also known for a caprese salad without tomatoes and a steak. So it's mozzarella cheese, olive oil, and a steak. And she would go to The Palm, which was the restaurant by the World Trade Center, and order it every day.
Every day?
It costs about $75, including tip.
Every day?
Every day.
The same thing.
And she'd never finish it.
Of course she wouldn't.
We'll talk about this later. She has such a weird relationship with food.
I can believe that. Good Lord.
She does not drink alcohol, famously. She is known to, at most, drink half a glass of white wine at an event. She's there to see, not do anything else.
I mean, most of what I know about Anna Wintour is from The Devil Wears Prada. And
now, it's kind of a documentary. It both is and it isn't.
Well, because obviously it was famously written about Anna Wintour's assistant wrote the book.
Yes.
But changed the name of the magazine and the characters. But it's pretty...
So unsubtly that the fashion industry would not supply any clothes to that film because they went, I'm not upsetting Anna Wintour.
Yeah, but it was... one of the scenes is that she's there. She's like, yeah, I'm going to go in for 10 minutes. The car's going to be there, like, bang on. Like, she would be in and out in 2 seconds.
That is how she operates. Like, it needs to be military level precision because that is how she is operating.
Yes.
I don't want to compare every child of a wealthy person to Succession.
Okay.
Anna Wintour's childhood, in my mind, looks like the opening credits of Succession, where they're all stood outside the house.
Yep.
It's so like this. She is the daughter of cold, cynical society girl Eleanor Baker, who went by Noni Wintour.
Noni Wintour.
Noni. She was the daughter of a Harvard Law School professor, and Anna's grandfather specialized in trusts and built up substantial trust funds for his children and his grandchildren. Now, Jared, that's not important.
That's not important.
Noni graduated from college where she met Anna's father, Chris Wintour, the son of a major general from the UK. He was from Dorset.
Yes, because she's half English.
She is. She's
mostly English.
She's mostly English. She has that very like educated British.
Yes, she does.
Sort of. I'm doing ab fab.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, what is the difference?
While studying at Cambridge, Charles co-edited Grata, the Cambridge prestigious undergrad lit magazine. It's worth knowing that 27 people published in that magazine went on to win Nobel Prizes in literature. Like, so this is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Grata is a massive deal, and it's one of those like things that if you're not in that like level of education, you will never have heard of it.
Which I am not, and I have not.
No,
So
me neither. After graduating, Noni went to work for the Daily Republican, a newspaper in Pennsylvania, and Charles got a job in advertising. Oh, but the Second World War got involved.
That's so annoying.
Germany invaded Poland and he lost his job.
Wah, wah.
So they got married. It'd be very romantic if Charles wouldn't stop having affairs.
Oh, that's just what you did back then,
He was just like, oh my God, the war's so stressful.
It's true. It's true.
I just don't know if I'm going to come back. So I think it would benefit both of us if I slept with another woman.
I think that's fair. I think that's that's a sensible approach.
Noni had her first child while he was away at war.
He was doing a war, yeah.
She then had a second child. Anna was the third child and the first daughter.
Right, okay.
So there are two sons before her, and she is the youngest. She is not the youngest of the family.
Right.
There are 5 in total.
Okay.
At the end of the World War, Charles got in touch with Lord Beaverbrook, or his full name, Max Artin, 1st Baron of Beaverbrook.
Oh my goodness.
I nearly got onto such a tangent with Lord Beaverbrook.
What a great name.
His Wikipedia is bonkers. He was a Canadian who just like...
With a name like Beaverbrook, who'd have thought? Max Beaverbrook Maple Syrup Poutine.
Yeah, like Terry
Quebec
Poutine over here. He was a Canadian and at times, not consistently, only occasionally a Holocaust denier.
Oh, okay.
Because he thought the Germans were too stupid. He had such a could you imagine them being smart enough to carry this off? He attended the 1936 Berlin Olympics, but became bored with the Third Reich. Just being like, oh, these silly gits.
I mean, it's the critique that you don't hear very often, about...
This is what it was absolutely cracking me up of being like, oh, great, Holocaust. No, you thought it because they were thick?
You thought it was thick
What
and
level
boring.
of being white is that you're like too white for German?
That you think that they're thick and boring is your...
You think
that's your...
Germans are not the superior race in this? You go, no, me.
What an interesting fella.
He outmunched the Ubermunch. Like, I don't know what... He also advised Winston Churchill during the war. And he published a portfolio of newspapers which had the biggest combined readership in the world.
Oh.
Including rags such as the Daily Express and the Evening Standard.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Beaverbrook asked Charles to write an article about the difference between American and British work styles. And then he gave him an assistant editorial job at the Evening Standards for £15 a week.
Wowee.
The note I made was, this is notable because £15 a week is what most BuzzFeed staffers were paid in 2016.
It's true. Drink your piss. Drink it.
We're not paying you. Stand next to the try guys and eat the doo-doo.
Yeah, that's it.
Reluctantly, because of his affairs, he moved his family to London, where he met his 5-year-old son for the first time.
Wowee.
We don't have time to get into how no one respects Gerald Winter. They had their second son, James or Jimmy.
Okay.
And then Anna happened. Anna was born the 3rd of November, making her a Scorpio.
Oh.
Anna famously does not like the horoscopes.
Of course
she
cannot
cannot
she
stand
doesn't.
it. She absolutely hates it. But as a Scorpio, write down all your ideas, Scorpio. All of them. They are not entirely yours, but rather sent from the cosmos or your higher self to make your life easier. And believe it or not, if you give them enough of a chance, you'll eventually be able making waves. Cosmic tip, let go of your worries and let's get cracking on your solutions.
There you go, Anna.
There you go, Anna.
I can imagine trying to pitch, we should put horoscopes in Vogue. And she's like, absolutely not.
Why?
Why?
No. Other than a very small case of whooping cough, the family were like pretty together and all was great. Until Gerald was tragically killed when he was hit off his bike by a dangerous driver.
Oh, God.
This happened shortly after Anna's 2nd birthday.
Oh.
Tragically, the driver didn't receive any prison time and only had to pay a £10 fine. When adjusted for inflation, that is £442.
Jesus.
You killed the sibling of the editor of Vogue's brother. You only had to pay less than 500 quid. Oh, to be the surviving children.
Oh, I know.
I could not get bogged down in research about Charles, but I could not figure out if his reaction to this is because he is a stone cold or because he's traumatized.
Right.
Because when he found out he was in a meeting for the Evening Standard and he got pulled out to be told the worst thing a parent will ever be told.
Yes.
He didn't react and he immediately went back to the meeting.
Oh, Jesus.
He just went back in. And this really impressed Lord Beaverbrook. He thought this was great. And I really don't know. Like, is that trauma or is that...
I don't know.
I don't know what to do with that.
That's a level of like
Neither of us
humanity or inhumanity of like high level business that we will never ever be able to understand in that way that I'm like, oh, I don't think you're human.
But there is also sometimes the thing where you hear something awful and you just go, I just need to go back to work. I just need to. I
mean, either way, the outcome is
both.
Yeah, you know, the outcome is the same. That I go, God, you're a dangerous individual.
Yeah. He was so dedicated to his job. He would leave family holidays because news had broken in the US.
Yeah.
And he would fly back to it.
God.
In an interview, Anna said, the family all knew he cared deeply about us, but we all knew he cared deeply about the paper. There wasn't any sense that he was an absent father. On the other side, he taught us all what a work ethic is and how important it is to love what you do in your life. Later on in that interview, she says, there was always a sense of deadlines in our family.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right? The other part of this interview, which is very interesting, is she talks about how her father edited the Evening Standard, which at the time was considered one of the best papers in London. Mm-hmm. It was very popular, but it was very sophisticated. So you are approaching both of these. On the front page, you want the headless corpse found by the river. But inside, there must be at least one article that is pertinent to the Undersecretary of the Treasury who cannot afford to miss it. You need to make this sensational for everyone, but important for some people. And I think that's what she takes through Vogue throughout.
I think there's definitely an element of that I think is certainly lost in journalism now. Of we are so clickbait headline, and that is all that matters. I hate any publication's online website. I hate it because
they're terrible.
They're all terrible because all it is just it'll say something about a person and it'll be like Donna Cameron, born in Blackpool, age 33, did this, does that.
How dare you? And
sorry, age 23.
I was going to say, what the
slip of the tongue. Slip of the tongue, yeah, sorry.
Out here, just being like, oh, Donna Cameron, 45.
Yeah, sorry. Age 23, young and tight. She was described by her friends as looking very young and definitely being very young, you know. But it's like, all it is just regurgitating someone's Wikipedia, like,
back at them, or a thing that they've said in a Vanity Fair article, and been like, announcement, Jared Jones likes wearing new socks.
Yeah.
And you're like, in an interview, you're like, yeah, I just really like getting a new pair on. It's really nice. Like, eco-zealots furious at Jared Jones podcaster for wasteful sock usage.
Yeah. And it's just like the most sensational headline that when you actually read the quote is like, oh, okay. And you don't even need, it's not even, I think the other thing as well, it's not even reading the quote in context. Nope. It's just reading the actual quote and going, oh, okay, no, that's not what we're talking about here.
Not even remotely, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the reasons Charles was very like successful is that he always wanted to appeal to a younger audience. And he always wanted to recruit younger people. He would always seek out the opinions of his junior staff. There's stories where he would walk across the office in the newsroom to like newer employees and go, which one of these two photos you prefer? And take their opinion. Like he genuinely like thought these were important. He was also known for like hiring and promoting female writers, which was very uncommon at the time. One of the journalists he hired made a comment that she was so surprised compared to other newsrooms she'd worked in that she didn't get wolf whistled or harassed. And it's because Charles was like, no, you're professional. You treat them like professionals.
Yeah.
The other thing that Anna really learnt from her father was that a successful newspaper editor should accept more invitations than he wants and know more people than he'd like.
I think that's a fair... I mean...
It's a very old school...
It's a very old school way, but then it's like the same thing of like, you know, hiring women and talking to young people is that you are trying to get the most broad opinions out there to understand different points of view. And I think that is, again, something that I think is quite lost at the moment in the world of journalism of like trying to get as broad a view as possible rather than the very narrow view.
I think now we see that you want to pinpoint an audience and get that audience as engaged and possible.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was definitely...
You want to try and get the broadest church.
Anna's mother, Noni, wasn't doing as well. She was very traumatized. She didn't have any pictures of her dead son up in the house. And she started putting bars on the window so they didn't fall out. She would also get bored of raising her children.
It's a boring job, you know. Children are not that exciting until you teach them how to BMX. And like, Anna Wintour is not BMXing, I'm afraid, so...
She was not, unfortunately. She horse rode.
And that is tough BMXing, is riding a horse.
Look, horse riding is dangerous.
It is dangerous.
We know this.
We do know this.
No, she got bored and started freelancing by writing TV reviews and reading scripts for Columbia Pictures.
I mean, do you know
what?
what?
When you're like, oh my God, I'm bored. I'm going to go read scripts for Columbia.
That's so like, if this was now, she'd be such a quote unquote internet sleuth.
Oh, yeah.
And would really take pride in her letterbox, would be the like, you know.
Noni is like good in her own right. As she got older as well, she started getting into social work. She got into helping teen mums find foster families for the babies.
Oh, nice.
And like this very intense charity work. Anna is quoted as saying, "It was very important work to her, and it inspired us all."
Could you say it like you mean it?
Noni was described as a great time to be around, so long as you weren't the target.
Well, we all know that. Like,
and you're probably wondering,
we've all been in that situation before.
You've been friends with me. All of these things reflect on Anna directly as an adult, which is why you're going, why are you talking about her parents so much? It's because I don't. It's all her.
Yeah.
Charles was promoted to political editor of the Evening Standard, then assistant editor of the Daily Express. Yikes.
Well, hey.
Deputy editor of the Evening Standard, managing editor of the Daily Express, and then finally the editor of the Evening Standard. So he's like bouncing back and forth between these, but like moving his way up.
Yep.
As a child, Anna loved horse riding, playing tennis, and reading. She is noted both as a child and as an adult being a voracious reader.
Yes.
She would read like 8 newspapers on a weekend.
Wow.
So she would get all the Sunday papers, and that's what she would do, is just read them. During the summers, the family would vacation in Europe, and they wanted to be raised in the American way. So at the time, in this like 40s, 50s kind of post-war, English upper-class families were still very Victorian.
Yes.
In their like approach. You were very cold, you were very detached, you didn't eat with your parents.
Yeah.
Children were to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Whereas American families wanted to include their children in dinners and parties that were part of the appearance and performance.
They put on a little show.
Or you just wanted to be seen because you go, well, I'm very good and look at my very good children.
Yeah.
And again, they all look like the kids from the intro of Succession.
Yes.
they would like have debates about the paper at Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Which you go, oh, isn't that nice? But I've heard the Kennedys did a very similar thing, and I think it's quite sinister when your dad's like, what do you think?
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. I just read the Fred Bassett comic. I thought it was pretty funny.
You have your parent making you and your sibling debate about a thing that you neither know anything about, nor do you agree with the stance you've been told to take.
Again, I'm just reading the funnies. I'm just looking at Andy Capp, okay? Like, it's not... the Garth was pretty funny. Like,
Snoopy, he put on his... He was the Red Baron.
He was flying around.
This, though, from the youngest age possible, made Anna understand the world that she was in and the world she was going to take over.
Yes.
Because this period's so interesting because it's not just celebrities, it's not musicians, it's not influencers. It is also people that have influence.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad runs a newspaper. So you are with artists, celebrities, politicians. Like,
yeah. You're rubbing shoulders with a lot of people.
With a lot of people. You are in literature. You are in all of these different areas. And you're understanding how it works.
Yes.
At this higher level that I think a lot of us don't really understand with... Because she's not famous. She's rich. It's the rich person.
It's aristocracy.
Yes.
It's you own... It's very interesting because like before it would be a thing of like, someone would be owning land and that would be putting you in the upper crust. Whereas now you own
attention.
You own influence and attention.
Yeah.
You own the news. You own the means in which to get information out there, which is becoming very important and has become even more important now because now it's all in like, it's moved on a little bit more to like the world of tech and stuff. Whereas like before, legacy media, as we call it now, that's the aristocracy of the time kind of thing. That is the holding the influence.
You now have the influence that the people who built the railways used to have.
Yes, that's it.
You are a titan of industry.
Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely it.
She grew up in this intellectual, glamorous, wealthy world.
Mm-hmm.
And even as a teenager, she took her appearance incredibly seriously. Unlike the rest of her family, none of them were particularly fashionable. It was only really Anna that was...
Yeah, that understood that kind of...
Because again, now we see very rich people being very fashionable. At the time, you just had to dress well.
Yes.
It didn't really matter what you were already rich. Like, who cares what you wear?
Yeah.
So long as you're clean and presentable and...
It's such an I find the whole like world of fashion like just very interesting in how, now being fashionable is actually wearing very expensive items that people on the street actually don't recognize because they're in a whole world above, whereas wearing Gucci and wearing Prada, that's very nouveau riche, darling. That's very cringy to be wearing something that everyone knows as an exorbitant display of wealth. Whereas, actually, you want to be more sort of subtle with it, which I think is...
Which is something Anna has a lot to do with later on. But again, you wanted to be seen wearing the right shapes and the right colors, not the right designers. We weren't there yet. It's like, you wanted to look right. You wanted to look proper. It wasn't about the names. And obviously, before you go, there's always been names. There's always been
well, of course, yeah.
I mean, there's always been the couture behind it.
Yes, but if you want to learn a bit more about that, you can listen to one of our very first episodes on Coco Chanel, learning about kind of a bit more before this kind of time period, but
significantly more. But it leads into
that of these early sort of more couture designers and what that sort of means.
So as a gift, Anna bought her mum a skirt that she found out cost £100 at the time. Her mum only found out when she went to return it because it didn't fit. And she was appalled to find out that a skirt could cost this much.
Yeah.
But Anna was like, yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
As a teenager, she began taking the same hair loss pills that her dad had. Despite not having any hair loss issues herself, she was just very concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
She was frequently visiting a dermatologist, despite not really having skin issues, which now you go, oh, yeah, obviously.
But back then...
This was not the thing. You did not go to a dermatologist.
Yeah.
You put on cold cream and figure it out.
Yeah.
She was using a brand called Charles at the Ritz, which I looked up, which was like a very like Elizabeth Arden style, like
very fancy.
face cream
Yeah.
from Harrods. She had her hair cut into the iconic page boy bob that we know.
Yep.
By Vidal Sassoon. Her haircut is so interesting because when she had it first done in the 60s, it was not remarkable whatsoever.
No.
It was absolutely the most bog standard haircut you could get.
Yeah.
And she's just maintained it.
She has.
This whole time.
Her look is very distinct with the bob, the glasses.
The very thin, elegant silhouettes that she has. She will never wear all black. She hates it.
Yeah.
She, at the time, would have her hair washed, blown out, and cut at least 3 times a week. She now has it done professionally every day.
Every day? Wow.
Every day she gets her hair and makeup done before going to Vogue. And I believe she still does now.
Wow.
She also, at the time, as was the style, wanted to be twiggy thin.
Yes.
We're all talking about how thin is in now.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about the 60s.
I mean, that's a amphetamine thin that, you know.
It was noted by some of her classmates at school that she would only eat an apple a day.
Wow. I mean, it keeps the doctor away. So that is the...
But it was like, that was super common. And even in high school, I remember having that, like, yeah, you just have like an apple during the day and then you're fine.
Yeah.
She also did this insane thing where she would invite friends over to like make dinner or make a cheesecake or like do something. And then she would refuse to eat it and watch them eat it.
Oh, that's some like real Tom Cruise kind of shit. Like,
in my notes, I wrote, much eating disorder, very Tom Cruise.
Very Tom Cruise.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you like that old meme?
Yeah, no. I can't eat the cake, so just make
I
a video.
just you eat it.
Just film a video of you eating this cake that I've bought you. It's like,
No, she's a fucker for it. She will take people out to lunch and decide that lunch is done before they finish the starters. Or she would order like plates of fries and not eat any of them. And it's to prove that she doesn't have to.
that's some like...
Right? Isn't that frightening?
That is some frightening stuff.
In 1964, she started something called the drinking man's diet, which claimed that to lose weight, all you need to do is eat less than 60 grams of carbs a day.
I mean, you know.
How's that? How does that work as a...
I mean, you know what? That's very ahead of its time because, like, you know, people are very much like keto at the moment of like, you know, not... You don't...
This was Atkinson's, but you could have like 3 vermouth martinis.
I mean, that's the cornerstone of any good diet.
Charles wouldn't stop having affairs.
Oh.
And the family did just like break down in real time.
That'll
because,
happen.
You know, mom and dad are having actual shouting matches at the table.
Yeah.
And in my head, it's one of those really long tables and they're sat at either end and they're bellowing and it's like echoing across the room.
Yeah, it's like sort of Citizen Kane type stuff, you know, like they're getting further and further apart. Yeah.
Anna left formal education at 16. She made a few attempts here and there to continue, but nothing was really sticking. She attended fashion school, but dropped out because she didn't like having to do any work.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this set her apart a little bit from her siblings because they all attended very prestigious universities.
Right.
And went on to do big, important jobs that...
And she only became the editor-in-chief of Vogue, which, like, whatever, you know?
I think this is the very interesting thing. I think for a long time in her family...
It was a bit like, oh, she
was not serious people.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing this silly little fashion magazine. That was
and then she became the chief editor-in-chief of Vogue.
Yeah.
She would often skip school to go shopping.
Yep.
And was often seen in London clubs.
Nice.
At the time, because... It was London in the late 50s, early 60s, which is probably one of the coolest places to be.
She's rubbing shoulders with the Cray twins, you know, she's...
It's like that, and it's like New York in the 90s that you go, oh, wow, it both sounds terrible, and I wish I was there.
Yeah, you know, she's probably partying out with Joanna Lumley, you know, and that.
Honestly, like, genuinely, they likely were in very similar social circles.
I think they probably were.
She was not a party girl, though. Anna did not party. She did not drink. She rarely stayed anywhere longer than half an hour. And she was always home before 11:30.
Wowee.
She was there to be seen and see people.
Yes.
Even as like a teenager, she's like, eyes on the prize. I'm not messing about.
Yeah.
She dated a lot of older men.
Mm.
But again, I don't think that's like partying. I think that's like calculated.
Yeah.
Like I said, her family thought she was incredibly unserious whilst attending an anti-Vietnam demonstration. The only reason she went was because everyone else she knew was going to be there.
That's, why else would you go?
As she's trying to pick an outfit, she asks, Daddy, are we for or against Cambodia?
It's good to know what side you're on. Like,
and you know what? If your dad runs the evening stand,
Daddy, what do you think?
What's your opinion? What should I say to them? And I think as a result of this, I think for a lot of having her family go, oh, you silly little bugger.
Yeah.
Aren't you delightful? During her run at Vogue, every issue had at least one political story.
Yeah.
She, again, going back to the headless corpse by the river thing, like she wanted you to know that there is also something in here that, oh, if you work on Wall Street, if you're a woman on Wall Street, you want to read this.
Yeah.
Charles also thought that Anna could and should be a journalist. She tells a story where her fate was decided for her by her dad. Because whilst filling out a school admissions form, it was like career hopes and aspirations. And she was like, oh, Daddy, what do I put? And he was like, oh, just write that you want to be the editor of Vogue.
And that was that.
It's interesting because I do think to some extent fate plays a little bit of a role in these.
Yeah.
There are many stories like this where you go, I'm going to edit Vogue. I'm going to play Madison Square Garden. And like you do it.
Yeah.
It also really helps that when your granddad dies, you get like a lump sum of like 120 grand.
That'll do it.
This trust fund is why Anna got to work in fashion.
Okay.
Fashion, or just journalism jobs, general, but particularly fashion journalism, pays like ass.
Yeah.
You are being paid with the privilege of being allowed to touch the Chanel.
That's,
Aren't you such a good boy that you get to look at the photographer? It's very well known that a lot of these people who work in high fashion are able to do so because they are funded elsewhere, because the jobs are internships. They are low paid.
And there's a lot of that in like journalism and media. It's a lot of like, you got to work your way up, you got to do the internship. You got to do a lot of that. And we're only really now sort of seeing the kind of end of that. And even then, not really. Like
the more difficult thing for fashion in particular compared to other journalism is that to be in fashion journalism, you have to be fashionable.
Yeah.
You know what it is to be fashionable? Expensive.
It's expensive.
Because in other types of journalism, your appearance doesn't matter. But it is not the linchpin. Because why is this person dressed like crap telling me what to wear?
It's the thing of like, for most other strands of journalism, you have to look professional.
It actually doesn't matter how you look. No one sees it.
No one sees it, but it's the thing of like, you need to, if you're going to go and interview someone, for example, you have to look professional. You have to look credible. But that is not a thing of like, you don't have to look good. You just have to look professional.
And not even good. You have to look fashionable.
You have to look on trend. You have to be wearing what is the most fashionable thing right now.
Or the step above, the thing that is going to be fashionable next week.
Yes.
Which is also so difficult.
Yeah.
The right clothes require money. To be fashionable requires taste and knowledge.
Or that Stanley Tucci and he'll just go into the wardrobe and give you everything to wear and be like, there you go.
Andy, you've learned nothing.
You've learned nothing.
But I also think these high-level fashion jobs require you to have a good understanding of art.
Yeah.
It's art curation. You are looking... Couture fashion is art.
Absolutely.
The same way that a painting or a sculpture... And it's significantly more subtle because in a painting, you can write the thing that you're referencing. You can't put the Oscar Wilde quote on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You have to really understand how to get there.
And I think the other thing as well about now, because I remember reading this about in Joanna Lumley's book of being like talking about fashion in the 60s and stuff, was that like people weren't afraid to get it wrong.
Yes.
Whereas like now I think like getting it wrong is like the worst thing you can do because there is an image of you for the rest of forever
That is you looking wrong.
Looking like a dick. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, what the are you wearing kind of thing. Like you look like an idiot. Whereas like back then you could wear something that didn't.
You could go on a night out, look kind of insane, and people go, I wouldn't wear it again, but it was very innovative.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Or you just hope that no one remembers it because you wear something else.
Yeah, you wear something else. Like, next week you wear something else, and that's kind of that is right and is innovative, you know.
Like, you can't leave the house in your sweats.
Oh God, no.
But you just can't. It's not a... The other thing that really did help Anna was being the daughter of the editor of the Evening Standard.
That will open some doors for you,
because he got in contact with Barbara Griggs, his fashion editor for the Evening Standard, and asked to take Anna out for lunch. Barbara was like shocked by how like mature and confident Anna was.
Yeah.
She was not like a 17-year-old asking for like career advice. She's asking for like times and dates of events.
Yeah.
She's like organizing, and she's a bit like, oh, wow.
You want this.
You know how to do this. Griggs then called someone else who got Anna a job at Bieber. Now, Bieber is, or was, the coolest fashion shop in London. They are known for maybe not inventing, but definitely like pushing out the miniskirt.
Oh, okay.
In the 60s. They were known for dressing Brigitte Bardot. It was like a big deal to get something from Bieber. Anna was fired for shoplifting. However, shoplifting was such a problem at Bieber.
I can imagine that, yeah.
It was a shop that was designed to look like a nightclub.
Right.
Full of teenage girls.
I see, yeah.
And there is this amazing story in the book that I use where the Met police are going around girls' schools in London talking about shoplifting. And the woman's like, he's giving us this lecture about shoplifting while we're all wearing stolen Bieber scarves. In 1967, she began working for The Way, a retail space in Harrods, which had all of the female staff wearing white mini dresses.
Ooh, fun.
Again, styled like a nightclub.
Yep.
The same year, she appeared as a model in Petticoat magazine.
Oh, okay.
A friend of hers was working on a shoot, and they just needed another girl. And she appeared in a 2-page spread wearing a pink coat dress.
Very nice.
It's hard to find the picture. Her first experience in publishing was with her then older boyfriend, Richard Neville, who published Oz magazine. We don't have time to talk about Oz magazine, but I really fell down a hole.
Okay.
Oz magazine was a controversial, independently published magazine from Australia. The first issue featured an interview from an abortion doctor and had an article about female chastity belts.
Wow. That's...
Richard was arrested for obscenity charges in Australia, so he then moved his operation to England, where he was arrested for obscenity twice again.
Okay.
While they're dating. Charles invited Anna and Richard to dinner, to which Anna called it one of the worst nights of her life.
Oh.
Because it ended with her dad offering her boyfriend a job.
Oh, no.
He was like, you're very politically minded. Do you want to cover the upcoming Nixon election in the US? He then went to the US and Anna never saw him again. So her dad just kind of disappeared this man.
I mean, that's what you do, you know?
Just being like, I need you to go. Anna is working in magazines, though, and she starts working her way up to Harper's Queen, which at the time was a merger between Harper's Bazaar and Queen magazine as an editorial assistant. She was, however, not treated the same way as other assistants. And she was not treated the same way she would treat her assistants. Again, you're Charles Winter's daughter.
That's gonna get you some places, I would imagine. That's gonna give you a bit of an easier time, I would think.
Anna worked for Harper's Queen for 10 years.
Wow.
Which is her longest tenure other than Vogue. She left because she frequently had disagreements with the then editor-in-chief, Min Hogg, who kept being promoted
Right.
above her. And Anna's idea was, I should be running it.
Yeah.
Anna does not work for a magazine that she does not think she should run.
I mean,
Every magazine, it does not matter what level she comes in at,
she thinks
she's the boss.
Yeah.
She quits Harper's and moves to New York with her boyfriend, John Bradshaw, who was a journalist and author. He was ultra supporting of her work, and he would visit her at work all the time.
Oh, that's very nice.
It is, but he was also doing so because he had a gambling problem and would ask her for an allowance.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
Is Anna Wintour a fendom?
Yeah. Babe, you're doing just such a good job, and I just need you to spot me like $500 because I'm going down the dog track later. But babe, you're doing such
I have a really good feeling about this horse at 3 p.m. and you are just working hard.
Wow, you're just doing such a good job. Like,
but I can also see Anna Wintour in her big glasses, just like opening, the clasp style purses. It like clicks, and she just rifles through like a wad of notes and hands them and goes, "Have a good day, darling."
Oh yeah.
She started doing a lot of freelance jobs, including a tiny job at American Vogue, overseeing the reshoot of a single photo because they didn't like the earrings the model was wearing.
Oh, okay.
Anna was astounded to see that Vogue put together the budget to drive 100 miles to the shoot, take the picture, and then drive back.
Wow.
An image that they did not end up using. She saw then and there in American Vogue that you need to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
And this is a thing we will see many times for here on out.
Yeah.
She spends a lot of money. She makes a lot of money.
She sure does.
And it's the thing of, if you're not really into fashion or fashion journalism, that is Vogue's MO.
Yeah.
Vogue means that you are the best of the best. It is the excellence of that sort of sphere. She loved living in New York, though, because she wasn't defined by being her father's daughter, unlike in London.
Yeah.
She really loved that class wasn't a problem. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, in New York,
Anna Wintour in New York at any point.
Yeah, class is not a problem. She's not going over the water. She's not going to Brooklyn. Like, she's not... Look at me being so scouse, being like going over the water. Like, she's going to the Wirral. I mean, she wouldn't go to the... She wouldn't...
not going to the Wirral.
She's not going to the Wirral.
For the record, where we live, there is a river.
It's like New York.
The thought of crossing over the water in Liverpool is
It is a lot like New York. Like, New Yorkers being like, I would never go to Brooklyn. It's the same in Liverpool of like, I would never, ever go to the Wirral, ever.
I go to the Wirral every day for work, and people are like, oh my God, how do you cope with
you
that?
go over the water.
They act like I, swim.
Yeah, honestly.
It's like the Oregon Trail. They're like, oh my God, you made it. She began working at Harper's Bazaar in New York as a junior settings editor.
Ooh.
She was organizing and overseeing shoots, but had no editorial input.
And that did not sit right with her.
It did not. It never did. Senior staff were also really unsure if they'd hired the right person because she was actually very quiet.
Okay.
So it's the difference between American and British work styles, because in American fashion at the time, being loud and opinionated and dominating meant that you were confident and like...
You say that like work styles then. It's like, it's the styles now. Like the way that like...
British people are a bit louder now than I think we used to be.
I don't know. Like we're so reserved in everything. You see Americans like just come up and talk to you about anything. Like, and it freaks us out.
We find it really uncomfortable. We're like, you just start talking to me.
Sorry, what did I do wrong? Like, why are you talking to me?
But then the reverse of it, and I love this, Americans cannot deal with, you're right.
You're right. What?
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, of course.
I'm sorry, why do you keep asking?
Yeah.
I'm just, you're right, mate.
You're right, yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You've asked me like several times. You go,
is something wrong? Like,
you want to brew?
Do I look okay? Like,
someone, all of us from the UK, someone's gone, hello, and you've gone, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Anna Wintour has never in her life, no one has ever gone, morning, not too bad.
She's never, that's not
Never once in her life.
No, never.
I shook someone's hand the other day and they shook it the wrong way. And the look on their face, they looked like they were about to cry. They put out the same hand that I put out and they grabbed my wrist and I just had to go, oh.
Oh.
People were getting really frustrated by Anna's lack of input though.
Yeah.
Because she has this like very quiet, just watching and waiting approach.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tapping on the table, sort of like, interesting.
Yeah.
Which did not work in America at the time.
No, I can see that. I can see what that would be.
You need to be the loudest person in the room to get your
point across. Yeah.
She was also really frustrated by her lack of input and thought that Tony Mazzola lacked creativity and was dull. He was the editor at the time.
Yeah.
He was much more concerned with profits and appealing to debutante Park Avenue crowds.
Oh, darling.
Very Charlotte from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Anna wanted the carries.
Yeah.
She wanted the New York runway scene. They did everything they could to try and save money where possible. They would have, like, 18-hour-long shoot days. They would refuse reshoots. Like, it was just this bad, like, pressure of it needs to be right or it needs to be done.
Yeah, and it's like, I can understand the thing of it of being like, you want to appeal to this, like, debutante rich Park Avenue types, but then you're, like, scrimping on staples and pens, being like...
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you know.
We see later on, Anna has the same level of pressure, but has the money to back it up. She will just throw money at it and go, you have all the budget, make it work.
Yeah.
Tony Mazzola did really like Anna, though. He thought she was exceptionally well-dressed, and her accent was so chic.
It's so chic,
Well, she's one of the few Brits working in American publishing at the time, so it makes you stand out. He didn't like her because she wanted to bring in new models, new photographers, and new ideas.
And we can't be having any of that around here.
She wanted, like, really clean front covers, whereas he wanted it full of advertising and text and, like, as much as you could get. Anna was so focused, though. She didn't gossip. She didn't take breaks. A lot of people thought she was unfriendly and unapproachable. I just think she was focused and single-minded.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talk about this later of, like, if it's not about Vogue, she doesn't care.
I can see that.
In that, like, she knew what she wanted and she knew how to get it. She began destroying photos from shoots that she didn't like, so they'd have to do reshoots. She was, like, manipulating situations. She would frequently, like, clash with people, but she didn't argue back. She would get people to argue back for her.
I see. Well, because, you know, that's so tasteless. I'm not going to start yelling. That's not, why should I have to?
Anna is famously non-confrontational. And by non-confrontational, she cheated on her boyfriend, John, and a few other people. Also super non-confrontational during a single woman photo shoot that she was included in. She did everything she could to cover up the Harper's Bazaar shirt she was wearing. They have all the models wearing black pants and T-shirts that say Harper's Bazaar.
Yeah.
And she is being an absolute tool and covering it in every way possible because she refuses to sell anything other than herself. In 1976, she left Harper's Bazaar. Mazzola thought her shoots were too sexy and he was not interested in, like, the youth-focused trend chasing that Anna wanted. She was eventually fired for featuring blonde models with cornrows, as it was described as too European.
Well, it's too European.
You know, the actual pushback of white people with cornrows being too European.
That's a whole thing in and of itself that we can't get into there. But
Mazzola later denies that he fired Anna.
I bet
a lot of people have denied firing Anna.
You don't want to be that person, though. You know, when someone's like, I'll show them, and they do, in fact, show you. You can't then be like, well,
they then became Anna Wintour.
Yeah.
She then began working for Viva, the sister publication of Penthouse.
Oh, fun.
For those of you who don't know, Penthouse was, or is? Penthouse is still...
It's still going, I believe.
It's an adult magazine, which is best known for trying to get Monica Lewinsky to do a naked photo shoot.
Yep.
And it also printed a bunch of letters from the Unabomber.
Ah, beautiful.
Penthouse is a gorgeous mess of a publication. It was the first magazine in the US to show the female clitoris.
Yay.
Yeah. And it was ran by a guy called Robert Charles Joseph Edward Sabati Guiccione.
That's so many names.
Anna found like US journalism to be a lot more intense just because the readership and the budgets were so much bigger. So there's always like more on stake. And Viva needed a fashion editor to draw a bigger female audience because it contained male nudes, but was mostly bought by gay men.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which they, in contrast to Penthouse.
Yeah.
Anna got the job from her boyfriend John.
He's still down at the dog track. He's going to make it all back. This is going to be the one.
Oh,
Today's
come on,
day.
Timmins! Viva is such a weird magazine for the time because I think it would actually do a lot better now, as it had both articles about like feminism and US female judges, and male nudes.
Oh, I mean that's
all
beautiful.
in the same thing.
Beautiful.
Anna did not like this job. She was not proud of it.
No, it's a bit beneath her.
She began remodeling her office and buying at great expense copies of European Vogue and Elle.
Oh, okay.
Which at the time were like 20 quid a copy.
Yeah.
To get imported. But she wanted them. It was also the first time she got her own assistant. She had a few come and go, but then she began working with Georgina Gunn, who worked with Anna for many years and over 3 publications.
Damn.
Anna has a really fun habit of blaming Gunn for things that go wrong.
You know.
It was her idea.
Well, it's Emily as...
Yeah. She did a lot of the Charlie work, and a lot of people also suspect that she did a lot of Anna's styling at the time.
I see.
A receptionist would say she acted like the boss even if she wasn't.
Yeah.
And she became incredibly good at manipulating situations. She would contact designers for clothes to borrow, saying that they're for the cover, and they're for her.
And they're for her. I mean...
They're for her to wear. She built reputations with advertisers. She began selling cosmetic brands and listing them in photos, even if they weren't used.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, here's this Maybelline. Or like this MAC cosmetic. Could have been used, might not have been, but you've got the name out there. In 1978, Viva shut down because it was unprofitable. Circulation had gone from 700,000 to considerably less than half than that. And Anna's solution of spend money, make money didn't work.
You need to have the money to spend the money to make the money, you know.
When it was announced on November 17th, 1978, she did actually start crying.
Oh, no.
She was incredibly upset. But she did decide to take a year off work.
Oh, well, you know, you've just got to, darling.
You know, oh my God.
It's so stressful.
Oh my God, when you just like lose your job because it was unprofitable. She decided to take a year and a half off work. She traveled around. She spent a lot of time in Paris. But by 1980, she moved back to New York and started working for a magazine called Savvy. The magazine for executive women.
There's a lot of power suits, a lot of shoulder pads.
She struggled at this because the target audience was like Miranda Hobbs. The like lawyer, CEO, we've disregarded our femininity for our space at the table.
Yeah.
But Anna thought there was room for both. Why can't you be fashionable and powerful?
Yeah.
Savvy were unsure if they even wanted to run fashion stories or ads. But basically, Anna took the job because whatever job she took got her closer to Vogue.
That's it, yeah.
She was smart. She continued to do whatever she needed to do to get there.
Yeah.
In March 1981, Anna attended an interview for Andy Warhol's magazine Interview to show the editor an idea that she had. He called it trash and made her cry. And it's noted in Andy Warhol's diaries that he thought Anna couldn't dress.
Oh, no.
But he did wonder if he was wrong.
Oh, well, I mean...
Isn't that fun?
Dude, I to be called trash by Andy Warhol is a real, like...
Right?
oh, honey, that's terrible. That's trash.
Oh, that's trash.
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
right.
look very good, do you?
Your idea's trash.
Well, it's all right because she became fashion editor of New York magazine. She bought her another very large white desk that she didn't speak to anyone at. She keeps moving into offices and buying increasingly larger, weirder desks.
It's like when Dwight runs the office and he decides to get a big white desk that's based on Saddam Hussein's desk that he had in his bunker.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And Anna Wintour would fire a gun in the office and...
Oh, yes. No, she wouldn't. She'd get an assistant to fire the gun and then go, why did you do that?
Yeah.
That's awfully loud. Anna gives the impression of being this absolute stone cold bitch. I think she can't take a joke very well.
Yeah.
I think she's a little sensitive.
She's very serious, I think,
She's very serious. Because there's a story in the book where she ties her hair up in like a rubber band while she's doing something.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the office starts doing the same.
Yeah.
They all start tying their hair up. And she gets so embarrassed by it that she leaves and doesn't come back that day. And I was like, well, that's either very sweet. That's people either being like very like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Or you're like making fun. I would also get like self-conscious. And New York Magazine was a big deal at the time, though. It contained one of the articles that became Saturday Night Fever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not considered fashionable. A lot of the advertisers for fashion went to the New York Times Magazine.
Yeah. I think because like the New York Times is like, you know, it's everywhere. Like it's
it's incredibly prestigious.
Yeah.
She knew that she then had to like find the niche, and she wanted to blend New York's downtown art scene with high fashion. And it's when she began working with curators at the MoMA and would then lead into her work for the Met Gala.
Right.
We don't have time to get into the Met Gala. It is a whole thing in of itself. It's absolutely fascinating.
I think that's an episode in and of itself.
It's going to be an episode next year when the Met Gala happens.
Yeah.
I had to, because I started getting into it and went, no, you just have to leave this. We don't.
This is too much. Yeah.
This is going to be a long one. But she's quite saying she did her homework. She did not come in with something that was easy to turn down. She was creative and bold in her photo shoots. And there were things that she wanted to do that couldn't easily be done. Mm-hmm. One of her first shoots for New York with Andy McDowell is New York skyscrapers in the background, but they're all at an angle.
Right.
All of the angles are off, and it looks incredible, which now today you could do with editing.
Yes.
Then they had to put her on a platform
and
tilt it.
Wow.
It was also then Anna started really like yielding her power in these positions, because she was able to greenlight and kill stories that got printed. And she would have people put stories through only to kill them at the end to prove that she could. That she had a standard that you had to adhere to, and that she has the power to, regardless, go, no.
Just like Abby Lee Miller when she kicked...
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of Abby Lee Miller.
Where she's like, no, you don't dance. Because your mother made a scene, so no.
Grace Mirabella had been the editor of Vogue since 1971. Now, we can all thank Grace for beige moms.
Yeah.
Because she loved beige, and everything in her office was beige, and everything in Vogue was beige. I went through some of these, and oh my God. I know we make fun of the 70s being like, oh, beige, but oh God, it was so boring. It looks awful. Vogue was criticized for being very dull at the time. However, Grace did do fun things like bring a live snake on the shoot because it lacks zazz. Lacks zazz.
So you just put a snake in there. That'll liven things up.
And Anna's work had started being noticed by people for being excited and edgy.
Yeah.
Vogue had an issue. Get it? Issue. And Grace arranged a meeting with Anna. And during this meeting, Grace Mirabella asks, what job do you want at Vogue? And Anna says, yours. And then the music from Succession starts to play. Her first job at Vogue was in 1983 after a meeting with Alex Lieberman, who was the editorial director of Condé Nast. He said he loved anything that smacks of megalomania. You know. So Anna moved to Vogue. When she made the decision, there's a really interesting story where she calls her dad and she's being overheard by an assistant. And on the phone, she goes, well, they think I can do it. Which, that's like, isn't that like so telling? And like,
no, Dad, I can do it.
No, I think I can do it. Anna famously takes her assistants with her when she moves jobs.
Yeah.
She will ask them to come alongside with her. And she did well because she was polite and professional.
Yes.
To the point of cold and creepy, but like it is...
You know?
I heard the phrase, Vogue oozed with theatrical hierarchy. Which, I can see it, and it is that Devil Wears Prada thing of, don't look at me, don't speak to me.
Yes.
They talk about someone being promoted to an editor, and after dropping something, she goes to pick up, and they go, no, darling. Get your assistant. You're an editor now. But you can't even pick a thing up. There's a lot of that sort of...
Yeah.
Grace would describe in her memoirs as working with Anna as the most bizarre 3 years of her life. Because Anna mostly worked against her constantly. She did not want to do any of the things. She often got, like, left out of important meetings. And when she did get invited to the meetings, she'd spend the whole time trying not to talk shit about people. So there's a lot of her like biting her lip and being like, interesting.
Yeah.
She would redo people's layouts behind their back. She would insist on reshoots. And a staffer said if she couldn't bypass an editor, she would harass them.
Oh, darling, I just think you should do this. I think this would be better. I think...
This was also when she began taking home early copies of the magazine.
Yes.
This is what we know in The Devil Wears Prada as the book.
Yes.
But yeah, she would take copies home to her husband, David Schaefer, and they would go through it together of an evening. Her husband, David Schaefer, is interesting. They do get divorced later on. We don't talk about it in this episode because we don't have time.
Yep.
When he proposed, Anna agreed, but she would only wear the ring when she actually wanted to get married.
I love someone who's so comically cold. Like
she genuinely is. She's so like all of these like she's
like every stereotype.
She's like the mom from Arrested Development if she ran Vogue.
Yes, she is Lucille Bluth.
Yes,
like that is absolutely
it's all of these women that you go like. On September 7th, 1984, Anna got married in her renovated McDougal brownstone townhouse.
Oh, wonderful.
I know. Oh, I know exactly the ones. Only 2 Vogue staffers were invited to the wedding.
Damn.
She wore a cream tea-length Chanel dress. And instead of throwing the bouquet, she handed it to her friend and said, here, take care of this. Which I love.
That's beautiful.
Actually cracked me up. While at Vogue, though, she had upset everyone so much that she had to move from fashion to features.
That, like, get her out of here. Get her out. I can't be dealing with this woman.
Vogue has 2 sections. It is fashion, which is the pictures, and features, which are the words.
Yeah.
And they went, just get her out of fashion. I cannot. In 1985, Anna sort of got what she wanted when Beatrix Miller, the editor of UK Vogue, retired after 21 years. UK Vogue was outdated and unprofitable at the time because they loved pictures of princesses and country houses.
I mean, you know, it's...
There was apparently so many pictures of Diana.
I think it's probably one of a few things there. Number one, we Brits, we love the royals. Oh my goodness. And 2, if it's an American kind of looking at this thing, they go, well, they love country houses. Quaint little Britain-shire, they love that sort of thing.
I think they'd hired a lot of, like, rich people.
Yes, and I think that's the other thing as well.
And they go,
like,
oh, well, this is the life I live.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the British aristocracy are many things.
Predictable as all of them.
Yeah, and a bit naff. They are a bit naff. They're a bit naff. It's all a bit tweed jackets and, you know, fox hunting. And
it's a lot of,
Diana.
Oh, Lady Diana.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. And so, yeah, even though we are a very fashionable, stylish people,
Our aristocracy are appalling and strange.
that's,
Why do they look like that?
they're inbred, Yeah, but it's like they're not the cutting edge is the more polite way of saying it, of like they're not the cutting edge of these things. They are
and never have been
trendy. They never have been. They've never needed to be. They don't need to be fashionable.
Yeah.
Why would I need to be fashionable?
Well, Anna wanted to be fashionable. She wanted Vogue to be pacey, rich, and sexy. And she wanted to reflect modern women and not just the whimsy of fashion designers.
I get that, yeah.
It's not just kind of...
Do you know what I think the thing about this is, about you going through this episode? I think the thing of Anna Wintour is that obviously fashion is so high on its own farts a lot of the time. And there needs to be a final boss that really gets to go and be like, no, you acquiesce to me.
Yes,
because
I think that's it. She reins in a lot of these designers go, no, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous because I'm sick.
And she's also ridiculous.
She is her own comical evil that she in that theatrical way of.
Do you know what it is? She's so similar to Vince McMahon. Yeah. To be the top of the pyramid of crazy people, you have to be the craziest.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Instead of becoming huge, she just put on sunglasses and became a bitch.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Of I'm going to have to rein you in. You need to be put in your place because otherwise...
I'm in charge.
Yeah, she will not have the inmates running the asylum.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, because she came into British Vogue and like before, she fired all the old staff.
Yeah.
She's like, all of you need to go. She once again moved in one of her massive desks. This time it got its own article in the New York Times, which cracked me up. To be so important that your desk gets an article.
Absolutely.
She insisted that everyone was punctual and professional, and she ran the magazine like her dad run the paper.
Yes.
She knew how important this was. She would have weekly meetings where designers would bring in racks of clothes and pitch the ideas. And if she didn't like it, she'd just start tapping her pen. Which, again, is so aggressive.
Yeah, just to...
Stop. She reviewed every picture from every shoot. As soon as they would arrive, she would lock herself in a room, take her sunglasses off, and change to her prescription milk bottle glasses. Anna Wintour has very bad eyesight.
Is this why she wears the sunglasses?
It's one of the reasons.
Oh, okay.
People suspect that they are prescription.
The sunglasses?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's that she thinks that they look better than regular glasses.
Do you know what? I guess if you've got those thick...
I think it's that she has proper Deirdre Barlow, proper inch thick lenses. Because she doesn't like people seeing her in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes through every single image and would insist on reshoots until she's happy. She's not fostering a pleasant work environment, and staff described it as a huge amount of pressure. One assistant mentioned that when Anna went out to lunch, she would just go upstairs and lay on the roof because it was the only time she didn't have to get stressed out. And she was given the nickname Nuclear Winter. It was described as the winter of discontent.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
It's such a rough surname.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nickname. Nuclear Winter's so good, though. And like we mentioned a moment ago, I can't imagine she is a nice person to work for. I can imagine people in other positions are far worse.
It's, I think that's it of she is sort of leading by example.
She is not Vince McMahon. She is not She's not continuing a show if a model fell from the ceiling and died. She is not having a gong meeting. She is not throwing a knife at someone.
But
she's not driving into union protesters with her car.
But unlike Vince McMahon, she is asking you to do things that she has absolutely no intention of doing.
Anna Wintour is asking you to do things that she would never even dream of.
Yeah, that's it. And it's well, darling, you just got to make it happen. You've got to make it work.
At least she doesn't have the pretense that she might do, though.
No, absolutely not. And I think that's probably the difference is that I think
You always knew that Anna Wintour was never going to do it.
yeah. Whereas like one of her, editors would barefaced lie to your face and say, "I would do this," and it's like, no, you wouldn't. You
Yeah,
know?
like BuzzFeed going, yeah, I'll drink my own piss.
Yeah,
Anna's not even drinking the beverage that you bought her.
yeah, no, absolutely not.
I don't want to defend Anna Wintour as a nice person. She is cold and singular-minded. Every interview with her is weird.
Yes, yeah.
She's-
I have watched a few interviews, and it is like, yeah,
Yeah, she's an odd presence. But I also don't think she deserves the like backlash that she's gotten compared to her male contemporaries. She doesn't deserve to get rumors that she had her pregnancy induced so she could like make the Paris Fashion Week. I had a real like, on the one hand, if she did that, amazing. Don't lie about it.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
don't make that up. If she actually did that, amazing. Because how many dudes have had women have abortions to keep to their schedules?
It's very true. It's a very good point.
But she didn't do it.
No,
And that's so unfair. Under Anna's leadership, the circulation of UK Vogue went up by 60,000.
wow.
She shortly became pregnant with her second child, and she was traveling back and forth to the US on Concorde to see her husband.
Beautiful. Because you could do 4 hours. 4 hours. We never got better at flight. Honestly, one of the Concorde,
We took a flight to New York and we spent most of the time being like, imagine this on Concorde.
Imagine. Honestly, flying is one of the things that I'm like, why has it not gotten any better? Like, why has it not gotten faster?
Yeah,
And
why
it's
are
like,
we-
oh no, we did make it faster, and then we went, it's too expensive.
There were also rumors about her taking a job with US Harper's Bazaar or a higher role in Elle. Some people suspect that she planted those rumors
Yeah, I mean, I can.
because Condé Nast offered her the job of US editor of House and Garden.
Darling, I don't. House and Garden. Don't be ridiculous.
They outright deny that they gave her that job as a trial run for editor of Vogue,
They were just.
but they definitely did. Her tenure at House and Garden is kind of the same as every other one.
She's never been in a garden before. She doesn't.
Oh no, she loves a British garden. She loves like a British like hedges
Yeah, but she's never.
tea garden.
She has never planted a tomato before.
She does not give a crap about interior design.
Yeah, right? Like.
Well, it became very clear because she started putting fashion in everything. Her first cover featured Karl Lagerfeld gowns, and the magazine very quickly got called House and Garment, or my favorite, Vanity Chair.
Oh, vanity chair's good.
Yay! This episode's been so fun because there are like gay men around it, giving
Giving
no
her all of
straight
these-
person has given someone the nickname Nuclear Winter or Vanity Chair.
Vanity chair is great.
She did also decide to change House and Garden simply to HG because she felt that too many magazines had the word home, house, or garden in the title. This caused problems because many subscribers thought they were getting a different magazine and then cancelled their subscriptions.
I can see that. And also as well, I think sometimes you need a bit of a Ron Seal does what it says on the tin type situation. Like House and Garden, I know what that is. H&G.
HG. I don't know. They had to
you
set an 0800 number for the complaints of people wanting refunds because they were like, what is this? This
Yeah.
isn't the magazine I subscribe to.
And then especially as well when it's got like some fashion cover on the front of it,
Yeah, there's a bunch of Karl Lagerfeld addresses, and they're like,
Yeah.
sorry, I thought this was Architectural Digest.
Yeah, right. I thought that this was about like, my home and garden.
But that's okay, Jared, because she was about to be given a new job. And it wasn't pretty. Grace Mirabella got a call from her husband. He had heard a news report that there was rumors that Anna Wintour was going to take over US Vogue September 1st, 1988. She left her office to go upstairs to speak to all the executives who told her it was true.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Right?
That's
Your
terrible.
husband goes, hey, have you heard about this? And you go, no. Let me go ask. You go upstairs and go,
Oh, yeah.
no, you're done. The reason they claimed was that USL had been so successful because it had launched a couple of years previously. L was like a battering ram
Yeah.
to these magazines. Like it really like caused a bunch of issues because people were like, ooh, it's fun and sexy and young.
Yeah.
There were also executives having health issues, and Vogue had become really directionless. Turns out Grace didn't know who anyone was. She didn't know the names of any actors or models. Like, she was very out of touch at this point.
And again, I think that happens. Like that you know, when
you eventually, like, she was there for 20 years. Like, she was...
It's hard to stay on top of these things, you know?
The magazine was falling behind, and they needed someone bold who could make decisions. Anna makes decisions. She doesn't dither. She's
a stone cold bitch. She will make a decision.
Immediate.
Yeah.
A lot of the Vogue team left because they didn't like how this was handled, which suited Anna fine because she usually came in and fired everyone, and they just did that for her, so she didn't have to do the admin of firing them. She
didn't need an assistant to do the admin of firing.
Yeah.
Or is that
she didn't need to tell her assistant to go fire everyone.
Or is that the one thing she takes pleasure in, being like, you're done here?
No, she always passes it on.
Of course she does.
She reduced the staff from 120 to 90.
That's that's a big chunk. It's like a third of the people being gone.
There was a gossip column on August 1st about Anna in the New York Daily News from Liz Smith. A winter chill pervades Condé Nast offices. Again, just getting all the puns. It also implied that she'd failed upwards and she'd slept with David Lieberman to get the job.
Oh, okay.
When asked about this, Lieberman has this great quote. That's very flattering that you think Anne would like me that way, but I love my wife and I love my wife's dog.
Beautiful.
And in response to this, Anna got the Vogue staff together and said, if any of you think I got where I am from sleeping with my boss, you're all still living in the era where a woman couldn't make it to the top without pleasing a man. This is the 1980s. You don't have to do that anymore. Which is a great quote. Anna felt the pressure though. Like, it was a big deal.
Well,
like,
yeah, obviously, you know, you've this is the dream job that you have always wanted to do.
She wanted Vogue to be younger and more accessible. Unlike other magazines where she like kicked the door down and changed everything, she wanted to do this a bit slower.
Yeah.
She wanted an evolution, not a revolution. And she starts with the covers. Before then, Vogue covers were very close-up headshots of models' faces. Just these very classic, like, beautiful women being beautiful. Anna really didn't like that. A lot of her covers are of the more of the body. A lot of them are outside. A lot of them have like natural or minimal makeup. Her first cover in 1988, she had Israeli model Michaela Bukau in a $50 pair of faded jeans and a bejeweled t-shirt that was over 10 grand. It was the first model to wear jeans on the cover of Vogue.
Wow.
The photo's great.
Oh, that's very sweet.
It now looks like a really classic Vogue
It does,
cover.
yeah.
But yeah, at the time, this was like a big deal. It's very stripped back. It's pink text. It's a really clear background. Also, the model's pregnant at the time.
Oh, very nice.
It was supposed to be that she was supposed to be wearing a skirt, but the skirt didn't fit her. So she just put on her own jeans. When the issue went to print, she actually got a call saying that they thought it was the wrong cover. There was a bit of like, this surely can't be the cover image.
Can't be wearing jeans.
But in 2012, when she talks about it, she says it was so unlike the studied, elegant close-ups that were typical of Vogue's covers back then, with a ton of makeup and major jewelry. This one broke all the rules. Michaela wasn't looking at you. Or worse, she had her eyes almost closed. Her hair was blowing across her face. It looked casual, easy, a moment that was snapped on the street.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point.
Yeah.
And that's when we start to see these gorgeous Vogue images of models with wet hair. They're in towels. These very candid, kind of sexy photos. They look great. It's also really notable because Anna started acknowledging the photographers, the makeup artists, and the hairstylists.
Yeah, listing them in the
credits, which was not common at the time. She got her dream job. She didn't stop working. She was staying at the office till 11, 12 p.m. She made the most of her designer connections. She sought out new designers.
Yeah. It's one of the big things about Anna Wintour is that she is responsible for many people's careers, like in the design world of finding them out.
She championed Alexander McQueen for a long time. She
Yeah.
loves Tom Ford.
Yes.
All of these names that are now so synonymous with fashion.
Yes.
Doesn't like Ralph Lauren.
Mm.
So I think it's fun. I think it's very fun that she is incredibly impatient when dealing with actors and celebrities because she finds Hollywood very inefficient.
Yeah.
She's like, well, why can't I just call them directly? Because for her, you can just call Gucci
Yeah.
and someone will answer and give you the question, like the answer to the question.
Have you got an in-handed in your CV? Have you given them a call?
Have you called them again?
Have you called them again? It's a lot of that.
But like, if she wanted Madonna for a shoot, for her, she's like, why can't I just call Madonna? Why do I have to call Madonna's agent's assistant to call the agent to call her? Why can't I just call Madonna?
And it's like, because she's not in charge of her schedule is the...
But I'm in charge of everyone's schedule.
That's the difference.
And the reason I mentioned Madonna, and you should listen to our Madonna episode, it's very good. Because in her first year, Anna put Madonna on the cover because she sat next to a guy on a flight and she had a real like, oh, what do you do? And she mentioned that she like edited Vogue.
Yeah.
And he was very impressed by this. He said, I think Vogue is the most incredible publication. It's so chic. It's so elegant. It represents everything I think of being classic and beautiful. It's Katharine Hepburn. It's Audrey Hepburn. It's Grace Kelly. It would never be Madonna.
Ugh.
So in May 1989, she put Madonna on the cover of Vogue. The cover is gorgeous. It is this picture of her in a swimming pool. She's only wearing lipstick.
Yep.
Like, it's so stripped back. It's so, like...
She's got wet hair.
She's in a swimsuit. Like, she looks unreal. Like, it's such a fantastic picture of her.
Yeah.
And I think it's so fun to go, oh, Madonna would never.
Madonna would never be on the front cover of Vogue.
It sold 200,000 more copies than the previous May edition.
I mean, people loved Madonna back then. Young girls were anything Madonna.
A little while later, Ivanka Trump was on the cover and it sold 750,000 copies.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the things about the Trumps is that you have to remember is that they were very, very glamorous and on trend at the time. Studio 54, the very first people to go in there were Ivanka and Donald Trump, which obviously Studio 54, like, huge.
We'll talk about that one day. But she understood that people were interested in celebrities compared to models now. So we put celebrities on the cover.
Yeah.
It's understanding where things are going so immediately.
Mm-hmm.
In her first year, readership was up by 16%.
And that's not nothing. Like, that's a big increase for just taking over for a year and, slowly making changes.
Yeah. It's because she started appealing to the common person and dress for less.
Yeah.
Less being $500.
Well, that's...
And Vogue had long decided who and what was in or out. And therefore, Anna decided who was in or out. But she lived the lifestyle that she was selling.
Yeah.
In every aspect of it. Like, she made it difficult to attain because she had such obsession with detail and such exacting taste.
Mm-hmm.
She became the arbiter of what was.
Yes, that's it.
Because she worked in her father's image. She understood that her social life was as important as her work. She attended every designer party. She made every connection. She curried every favor. She made hosting duties as much of a job as her magazine layouts.
Yes.
There is amazing stories about how she controls the guest lists and she organizes things the same way I do with Post-it notes. She writes everything down on Post-it notes and moves them around until it's right.
Yeah.
One of her assistants says she rearranges them like the wrong pairing acts as a security risk. And just knowing that like the detail you take with your magazine applies to every other aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is when she starts planning for the MET Galas and things like this. As she's also getting older, she starts telling her staff that they have to be done by 8. She gets everyone pay rises. She does, while she is comically evil as a boss, there is also a level of she was getting her staff paid significantly more than other Condé Nast staff.
Yeah. There's a level of respect there, though. You know, it's like if you put money into good people, then, you know, you get results, I think is the thing.
She understood a lot sooner than other magazines that you needed to go online.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like Vogue.com was there a lot earlier than a lot of other magazines. American Vogue reaches over 12 million readers in print.
That's an insane number.
Right?
You know, for in-print magazines, absolutely. Like,
she stepped down as editor-in-chief in 2025.
Yeah, only last year.
Nuts how long she's been there. And she still retains her role as chief content officer for Condé Nast. She is still considered this pinnacle of what is in and out. Like, it's so impressive to me. Anyone in a creative field knows how essential it is to never stop growing in one's work. When I became editor of Vogue, I was eager to prove to all who might listen that there was a new, exciting way to imagine an American fashion magazine. Now I find my greatest pleasure is helping the next generation of impassioned editors storm the field with their ideas, support a new, exciting story in what major media company could be.
I mean, I think it's definitely one of the skills of doing what she does, which is, you know, incredibly difficult, deciding what is and is not fashion. How do you even? How do you even?
How are you so confident?
How are you so confident of what is going to?
Because we've all worn something, and someone goes, "Well, you're confident in that."
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at you wearing that, and you go, "Oh God,
oh God, what did I do?"
We've all put together an outfit and gone, "This doesn't work," and I don't have the vocabulary as to why this doesn't work. But I just look at myself and I go, "This isn't right." I don't know what's wrong with it though.
And it's because she decided that.
And because she decided that. But it's like, how do you decide that? What decisions are made? And again, it's always the classic thing of like, you watch the scene from The Devil Wears Prada where she's like, "Oh, it's not just stuff. It's, you know, you go through all this." But it's
not wrong.
But it's not wrong. And like, I think it's the most pure example of that, of what she does on a daily basis, of being like, yeah, this is how this comes together.
Fashion definitely suffers from it, I think, more than music, more than cinema, more than literature, of going, "Oh, but it's dumb."
Yeah.
It's like, fashion is high art. I will argue anyone about it, because you can't quote Shakespeare on a dress.
No.
You can't put your references out there directly. You have to be subtle about it. You can't make an animated movie about lions. Like, you have to like work these things in so much more and have a higher understanding of what you're doing.
And I think and
it's difficult because it comes off, because at the end of the day, it's a t-shirt.
And the other thing as well, I think the only thing that ages worse than fashion is comedy, because because it's the thing of like, well, yeah, it looks so cool now, but like, you look back at things we're watching Dance Moms from 2011.
The way everyone's dressed.
And the way everyone is dressed, and you're like, what the f*** are you wearing? Like, did you get dressed in the dark?
But they are wearing the most fashionable things at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, it ages terribly. So you do have the thing of like, people can kind of roll their eyes and be like, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's, you know, it all just becomes like, it all looks stupid in the end." And it's like, no, it doesn't. Like, because these things, they live through, you know, like some things become iconic and say, for a pair of blue jeans that I'm currently wearing.
Like a Levi jean,
you know,
is like so gorgeous and iconic.
And timeless.
A Chanel suit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it cuts through, and like, not everything is going to cut through, but things always come back around.
Yeah.
And again, it's because of people like Anna Wintour. Well, I say people like, it's
Anna
Anna Wintour who decides that, yes, this is back in fashion now. This is how things look. This is what the next design language for the next generation of designers is going to be, because I have said so. And like, that is an insane proposition, because there are not many other jobs where that is the case, you know.
In the same way that like political journalism makes people decide who to vote for.
Yeah.
Anna decides what you wear.
But it's even more subtle than that, because you go into like something with like, say, for like, you said,
look how skinny jeans stopped being fashionable.
Yeah. like, it's the thing of like political, like you said about like political journalism and stuff, but you go in with your own bias ahead of time.
Yeah.
You already have an idea of what you, and you know, the idea of someone working in that field would be to like, oh, maybe change your mind or inform someone of their opinion a bit more. Whereas like Anna Wintour is doing that without you even having to think about it. You're not thinking, well, I think that skinny jeans are going to be cool forever.
No, she's decided that they're not.
She's decided that they're
and
not.
now you can't buy them.
Yeah.
It's the other thing of like, it's filtered down that you could try, but like they're not.
Yeah, you're not going to be able
Or
to.
they're not cut as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's it. Like you're done. Like
Jared, is Anna Wintour an icon?
yeah, she is, and it's in a unlike other people that we've covered on this sort of show, where you can oftentimes on this show you can point to a specific thing. You can go, this is the thing that makes them iconic. You know, Courtney Cox, you go, well, she's in Friends. That's iconic.
Walt Disney, it's
yeah,
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. You can point to the thing, and that's the thing that they are iconic for. But Anna Wintour, you can't really go, well, Vogue, because like, well, Vogue existed before Anna Wintour and will exist after Anna Wintour.
But Anna Wintour's run at Vogue is so...
Yeah, and the fact of like, oh, well, actually, what I'm talking about is all of fashion for the past 40 years. Like, everything I've ever worn, in one way or another, has passed down from this...
if not been decided by her, has passed through her and had her opinion put on it.
Yeah, exactly. She is the ultimate tastemaker in everything that has ever been worn in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And like, that is such a wide spanning concept that it's quite difficult to point to one thing and go, well, yeah, it's this. It's like, you know, there are very few people other than, I'm going to say, kind of world leaders. Who have that kind of influence.
The
and
only
even
one I was thinking is like those big tech people now, like maybe like a Zuckerberg.
Maybe, but even then, like,
it's not quite the same. I'm trying to think of just people who've had similar levels of influence, not even the same type of influence, just that like it permeates so much of your life without you realizing.
And weirdly, people just don't think about it like that. You know, that is not, people don't
because
really...
it's fashion. And I think that's the thing that both saves her and does her a lot of disservice, is that it's fashion.
It's fashion, yeah.
It's fashion, you know, it's not important.
We talk about it like fashion is an inevitability, and in a way it kind of is, but it's like a lot of things in life very rarely have such an A to B of who is in control of something, you know?
Yes.
And like, I understand that it's like, to simplify it down to be like, it's just one woman who decides everything.
And it's
like,
not.
It's
we
not.
are well aware of that, but like the influence is enough that you can even like consider it.
That's exactly it, you know. That scene from The Devil Wears Prada, number one, yes, it's a great Meryl Streep performance. Absolutely it is. But it's...
Oh, you think this has nothing to do with you?
You think this has nothing to do with you, yeah. And she talks about how, you know, the sweater that she is wearing, for the people who haven't seen it, she talks about the sweater that Andy is wearing, how actually it was years ago decided in this room because of these designers and these influences, how that has filtered down into what she's currently wearing.
It sums it up
in the most
beautifully.
In the most succinct way that I don't think anyone has ever been able to do it in such a clear, incredible way. And it's delivered incredibly. Like, we'll talk about it next week. But like that idea, there are very few things in life that have that kind of direct one-to-one. Even last week talking about Vince McMahon. Even Vince McMahon does not have that control over sports entertainment and wrestling because there are
other wrestling companies doing other things. Like, it doesn't all begin and end with Vince's approval.
Yeah, as much as he'd like to think that it does.
No, because we have to put with AEW and the Young Bucks being and stuff. We're like, see, we don't care. And you go, honestly, I'd like an Anna Wintour in this.
Yeah, and
I'd like someone to go, no, not you.
And again, it's the same with like Michael Eisner, you know. There are other film companies doing other things that are more exciting and more interesting and working in a different kind of way.
And there are other fashion magazines. You have Harper's Bazaar, you have Elle, but they don't have the history, they don't have the weight that Vogue does. we talked about it because you were asking about how she felt about the Madonna song.
Yes.
Loved it. It's free advertising.
Yeah.
You just get the name of your magazine said by the most famous woman in the world.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's absolutely it.
Like, it's not... She's been acknowledged by several organizations as the most important in her industry.
Yeah.
She's been honored with an OBE in 2008. In 2025, she was given the Presidential Medal for Freedom. Something else we didn't really get onto is the amount of charitable work she's done.
Yeah.
She's done a lot, obviously, through the Met Gala and funding the Costume Institute, which the Met Gala is a joke. It's very silly. I think funding museums and textile preservation is very important as any other piece of art.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I think it often gets overlooked because it's a woman's work.
Yes, it is. But you know, it's...
You know, I do think those things are very important. She also ran AIDS benefits for the fashion industry in the 80s when other fashion houses and other people in the industry were not doing that.
Yeah.
Compared to industries like Broadway, which were supporting people, fashion stepped back from it very harshly because of advertising.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's...
Anna did raise, I think, around 10 million.
Wow. That's incredible. Like,
yeah,
you know.
right. And again, she's not a saint. She is notoriously racist and ableist and sizist. She uses Asian women as props.
Yeah.
Like, she notoriously hates anyone over a certain weight.
Yeah.
I would argue, as does the rest of the industry that she works in.
And, you know, that you can make the argument of, like, we've said about how influential she is. There's a bit of a chicken and egg situation there, potentially. Like, that is...
She likes a bit of tokenism. She does a lot of, well, I've put them on the cover.
Yeah, you know, there's... And
isn't that great? And you go, well, yes and no.
That's a whole argument of representation that we are a comedy podcast.
We can't be doing this.
Is, you know, we're hitting a lot of heavy subjects here on this one.
But she also raises money for new designers to come up.
It's a complicated legacy.
What can we learn, Jared?
I think for me, one of the things that I would say is that, like, having a singular vision is not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
I also think the importance of getting other people to do your dirty work for you. You know, I don't want to fire a bunch of people. That's what you're here for, Donna. You're going to fire a bunch of our staff that we definitely have.
I can't wait.
You know, I think that there's such power in that of being the individual, I think it's
having the confidence. She was hiring a writer, and the woman she was speaking to went, I don't really like anything in Vogue. And Anna goes, neither do I, so fix it.
Yeah, you know.
It's having a vision, hosting is half the job, have a good assistant, have a trust fund.
I'd also...
That's all of my, like...
I would tack on top of that of... the importance of keeping up with the zeitgeist and keeping up
appearances,
and keeping in the loop of everyone else. The important thing of, like, with her and her dad, of, like, knowing more people than you actually need to know,
hiring young people, being interested in what young people have to say.
Yeah, because, you know, young people, they are
gonna do it before you do.
They're the tastemakers.
As much as you don't like it, and we're both millennials, we're both in our 30s. I love seeing what young people were. I cannot stand people my age who are like, it was better when I was younger.
Yeah, it's the thing of like, we have to understand that as millennials, we are the most cringe generation now. Like, we are.
And here's the thing. If you're listening to this and going, no, I'm not, I'm super cool. No, you're not. You're embarrassing as all hell.
You're the most embarrassing generation.
You're the most embarrassing you will ever be.
Yeah, you are. Unfortunately, you are too young to be classic and retro, but you are too old and within living memory to be considered cool.
You're everyone's parents. All the people who are cool now, you're the age of their parents.
Yeah, that's it.
So, just shut up. Just understand that your time has passed.
Your time has passed, and
that's fine.
That's fine. You just have to
start a podcast.
Yeah, you have to go through it gracefully by starting a podcast. That's not crunchy or uncool in any way.
Oh, this was long, but I've really enjoyed doing this because I don't really do business episodes.
You don't. You have really
This
gone...
was difficult for me, and I enjoyed it.
We've got nearly 2 hours recording, which is like, that's a hell of a long time for us.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But if you have enjoyed this episode, please give us a follow on your podcast platform of choice, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is where you get your fine audio medium content. You can get us on Instagram as well, How to Be an Icon Pod. We're also on YouTube. And if you could please go on over to our Patreon, it's currently free. You get access to our post show where we're going to be talking all about... There's a lot of this that has been left on the table.
We're going to talk about the assistants.
Yes,
because there's a lot to talk about with Anna Wintour's assistants.
Oh, absolutely. So if you want to go on to Patreon, patreon.com/how to be an icon, or the link is in the description. But thank you very much. But
if you want to be our assistant, you can message us and we'll hire you.
You will hire you immediately, you know?
If you know someone who can also then be second assistant,
yes,
that would also be really helpful.
Yeah, you know, that would be good too. But yes, next week, like I say, we're carrying on with our Devil Wears Prada, you know, it's out.
Theme.
Yeah, theme.
Jared watched Mamma Mia.
I didn't
like it.
I watched Mamma Mia and I watched Julia and Julia.
Which one did you like less?
2 movies I did not enjoy, but they both had Meryl Streep in them. So we're going to be talking all about Meryl Streep, who of course plays Miranda Priestley, which is Anna Wintour. But you know, it is. I hate to tell you, but that is, you know, Runway magazine. That's Vogue, and Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci's always the Tooch. But thank you very much for listening, and fashion home safe, darling.
Sashay home.